microphone. You can hear me now? It should be okay. So we lose this beautiful bad boy. And now we move to this one. You can hear me now, yeah? Hello? Good. So back into favorite part of the day, discussing everything about Shape. Every day we find new things. Every day we get more amazed about the behavior of our trusted trustee. So we regained access to Shape Robotics Romania, and the level of the lack of activity from the trustee side, not to call it negligence yet. We'll do it officially in the next hi Wojtek, in the next days. Is amazing. So right now there is no headquarter left, no warehouse. All our cars and production equipment has been seized by bailiffs from different creditors that heard nothing from the company. Bank accounts were still locked out of it. We found several pallets of stock that is not yet seized. We'll see what we can do with it. We're evaluating. So as a first rule of business, I've started an audit to see where we are and to check what are the immediate measures to be taken. So for the last 59 days, de facto director was, of course, as everybody is aware, was the trustee. So we'll see what we can recuperate and how we can restart this. I'm quite positive that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm quite positive also to tell you that I received notice today also from the FSA, which I will share with you, which is the financial authority, the Finanț-Târsinet, the ASF for the Romanian followers, the one that checks the functionality of the stock exchange. I received wording that there is no formal claim submitted by the former trustee, like he stated in multiple public interventions, including in finance. It was just a request of documents. So for the sake of transparency, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about, so we don't have any question marks about this. So I'm sharing the screen right now, as always. Good. So you can see my email, and then during the day I receive this email from Victor Stitsen-Katic. He is legal officer for the Capital Market Division of the Danish Financial Supervisory Authority, so the DFSA. This is a public organism, this is a state organism. And he says in a few words exactly what we have discussed, meaning that regarding your request of copy of a trustee's complaint in point 5.1, so we asked for the copy to understand what the trustee is claiming. The DFSA has understood that was a request of documents, act in STIG, and the request will therefore be treated as such. We expect to process the request within the deadline of 7 working days in accordance with Article 36. So there is no claim. It's a request of the trustee for some documents that we will receive and see what documents they have requested in the next 7 days. On the other hand, it says, regarding your request for an update on your complaint against Carnegie and Lars Stockholm in point 5.2, please note that the complaint forms part of a Danish Financial Supervisory Authority's ongoing supervision of potential breaches of the market abuse regulation. So we have confirmation right now, clear for everybody, that the inquiry into Lars Stockholm and Carnegie is an active investigation of the DFSA, the only organism that can have this active investigation. As the work of the Danish Financial Supervisory Authority is subject to strict confidentiality obligation, for sure, we are unable to provide further details on it other than there is an active inquiry. So we have confirmation that there is an active, ongoing state inquiry in the pump and dump scheme. Furthermore, we have noted your former complaint. In relation hereto, we would like to remark that the criminal complaints forth out of the supervisory emates of the FSA. So we have submitted, hello Marcel, we have submitted of course also the claims against the trustee and NASDAQ to the FSA, together with the MAR claim, and the FSA just confirms that they are starting to go the route of the ongoing supervision. So what the DFSA has just confirmed to all of us is that we are right now more or less a subject of an ongoing investigation of the DFSA for two things. One is, and it's the same investigation, they will bring all the files together. They're working under the same file number, so not to create confusion left and right. So the trustee written confirmation has never sent a claim to the FSA. It was just a request of documents. And now I wonder whether that request of documents was not linked by any chance or form with our complaint towards Carnegie, and the trustee just wanted to see the complaint. We'll find out in 7 days. As you can see, everything will be fully transparent. And on the other side, we don't know what is the status of the complaint against the trustee, but for sure we know that there is a complaint there. Roger Wolf, hi, he's on LinkedIn. So more or less, we have confirmation that the trustee has sent us a ton of weird informations to the market, and we have kind of put one and one together and now follow exactly what is happening, and therefore the trustee has requested the DFSA for documents regarding our claim against Carnegie. Remember that the trustee is a very good friend of Carnegie, so Thijs has been, his last job was to run bankruptcy where Carnegie was involved. The other hand, you saw the finance article just popped out today, again full of lies, full of misinformation. They didn't quote us correctly. We took care of that yesterday. Hopefully smart people will follow this in a smart way. And at the moment, there's nothing new to report other than that we're fighting hard for every second of the day to recuperate what is lost and to try to protect and let's say keep as much as possible of the existing assets back into the company. But very clear, we're not talking about zero assets. We are talking about millions in intellectual property. Only the intellectual property of the Tinken, if everyone remembers, we have been a 3PO of Lenovo. We had 150 Tinkens on stock identified, worth over 3 million euros, that right now are part of a 3PO system, so part of a partnership with Lenovo that has been fully incapacitated by the trustee. So forget about zero value. I'm giving you a day by day, will bring you exactly valuation of this through an audit that will happen independently in Shape Robotics. Shoot with questions. Hello Marcel, hello Wojtek. Marcel, you're like Magnifique 3.0. Every day you're here. Ask me. Today we'll make it a little bit shorter because, to be honest with you, I also need some time to prepare for other things for tomorrow, because I have a very big meeting tomorrow with the auditor for Shape Robotics Romania. So let's keep it to the point. Yeah, there are many things new, Marcel. The new thing is that we caught the trustee lying. So there is an active investigation by the Danish Financial Service Authority into the work of Carnegie and Lars Topholm. And now on top of that investigation, we are adding, of course, the investigation into the trustees' activity. Real updates. This is real updates. These are real updates. As usual, before we are looking into closing the day, let's evaluate a little bit our beloved Nordnet forum. As this is important, our company has a lot of small retail investors that own just hundreds of shares, and of course for them it's very important that they receive information from these forums where they operate their trades from, because Nordnet is also a bank in that sense that operates tradings. So we'll just connect here, and let's try to just go from today's questions on the forum. As you can see, the forum is being flooded by, I'm just going to make it easier to read, it's being flooded by our favorite, I don't know, troll. Mark now believes the Romanian inventory holds value of 2.5 million euros, 2.5 million euros, according to Shape, this was 8 million euros, blah, 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 blah. Mark can't quite decide whether the liquidator has written off values or... So it's absolutely absurd how they play out. These things are simple. I learned in basic mathematics that from 0 to 1 is an infinity. And if the trustee has said 0 and I say any amount, I'm bringing an infinite value to the company. So for whoever has not participated to mathematics, please don't question these things anymore. The trustee, I repeat, said that the company had 0 value. So whatever I just say right now, it's not so relevant in this new economic cycle compared to what it was before. I'm just comparing it to the fact that the trustee has written off the company and they wanted to do a fire sale. So pay attention to the misinformation. Things are for sure not what they seem. So I get a question also from Roger Wolf, which I don't see yet. Let's hope it will come on the platform. Nimbo Chromis, if we now entertain the idea that Shape Robotics ends up in construction, then I don't think Iris Capital... very important thing that I noticed. Iris Capital, we are talking about the Iris Capital Equity Farm, not the venture capital. We are not in the situation to work with the venture fund. So many people understand that now the raider comes in and does I don't know what things and dilutes the company, and then it becomes... a hexerai, how Nimbo Chromis says, which is a witchcraft, I think the correct translation from German, as I speak also German. Good evening, Bo. So there is no hexerai here or no bedtime stories. The truth is that we are not entertaining a fire sale at all. We are not going to allow this to happen, and we're trying as best as possible to see how we can put this company on some sort of a working territory. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have also the first money in coming to Shape Robotics Denmark from the sale of the robots that we had on stock. By the way, Shape Robotics Denmark had around €500,000 worth of robots in stock, again totally written off by the trustee. So this is a mess, honestly. I don't know how to better explain it to you, but again, let's do it like this with full transparency, and you take whatever you see fitting your logic and your business acumen, and try to get your own ideas and not try to get them force-fed by finance or other venues that for sure they just want to run a cover-up. Good. Questions? Let's give it a couple of minutes for questions. Hi, TV. Good evening, boss. Good evening, father. Marcel, what is wrong with you? You have no questions tonight. Good. So, I guess that we'll wrap it up. So, very important message for today. Day by day, we find out that we have a trustee that was not faithful to the interest of the shareholder. It is, Marcel says that is no update and it's useless for the shareholders. It is and it is not useless, or it is useless for shareholders. No, we didn't discuss both the new info from Finance Decay, but we can discuss it if that's what you wanted. But just like let's answer to Marcel. Everything is useful when we are talking about a trust system, because one of the main issues here is that Kronman Reumert and the lawyers there are considered to be very trustful characters. So when everything adds up and shows through proof and not hearsay that they are not trustworthy, then it's very important also from the shareholder side to rally up against it, because still I have to say that a lot of shareholders believe what Finance Decay is saying. But let's go through the article if Bo wants to go there. So I have the article in received it from the journalist in perfect Danish, and let's read it. I will put it in a translation service here. Just 1 second. Okay, Google Translate. Let's share the screen. Okay, so this is the article on the left side. The source of the article is from Jesper Højbjerg, or Højbjerg, like the football player. So let's read the translation, I think, or I will leave also the format for our Danish guests to see it. So he says like this: while the CEO Mark Abraham is fighting, this is the title, to keep the beleaguered robotics company alive, the Finnish fraud police has been asked to initiate a criminal investigation into the company's Finnish subsidiary, Sanako Oy. This was confirmed by the Finnish lawyer Pertti Illikraka, who has been appointed as trustee in Sanako to finance. The Finnish company went bankrupt in February this year, and shortly afterwards the former management of Sanako was accused by the Finnish trustee of having orchestrated the theft of 4.5 million euros, equivalent of 33 million crowns, which, according to Pertti Illikraka, has been transferred abroad with a helicopter, I presume. The Finnish trustee has since had an audit study prepared for the conditions in Sanako Oy. It is on the basis that Pertti filed the report with the Finnish fraud last week. Then he quotes, "We had conducted a special audit into the bankruptcy. I have submitted a request for the National Bureau of Investigation. In the interest of the police investigation, he will not elaborate on the specific prompted him to contact the police. The Finnish police unit, which investigates serious organized and professional crime, confirms that a request for investigation has been submitted to the National Bureau of Investigation. As this case is still in the initial assessment phase, no further comments." Shape Robotics CEO then writes in a comment that he supports the police report, and he believes that is the former trustee for the Shape Robotics Denmark, Theis whatever, who has problem because Sanako went bankrupt during the Shape Robotics his tenure, and he accuses the trustee of having destroyed the subsidiaries. "When I left the company, it was fully operational, self-sustaining, and had a contract of 40 million euros, I say," so quoting me. "As is known, Shape Robotics went bankrupt and the trustee stated earlier in bankruptcy proceeding that he has been contacted by employees of Sanako Oy about extremely tight liquidity. He's also stated that the company has taken out significant loans used to pay debts in other part of the group. Then he explains that the case was, so basically then he summarizes what the situation is in the company, and that we have evaluated the and I was part of a fraud case many years ago, so that it's a circular reporting. But let's get to I will put it also in my Substack after this, so that everybody has it. But more or less, let's be honest. Yesterday we published clearly what I have said to the journalist. I will reshare the screen just to make sure that everybody remembers it or has the chance to see it. So my quotation from Jesper Hoberg, and what did he copy? This is like, I don't know, the level of Blick magazine, the level of clickbait. What I said, clearly, I said it's 100% that I agree it was criminal conduct on behalf of the management of Shape Robotics AS between the 5th of January to date. And of course, this is why Kroman Reumert is hiding the documents. And I fully support the police filing. The trustee has destroyed the subsidiary. We also filed to Romania same criminal charges. And on top, I translated this also into into Danish, so that he doesn't have any problem to quote me. But it seems that he missed that. And I made it also clear in side by side in English, the whole thing. And I said it may not make sense to the establishment you protect, Mr. Journalist, but it makes sense to any decent human being. Sanaco OI became bankrupt under the management of Kroman Reumert and Thijs. When I left the company, it was fully operational, self-sustaining, and had a 40 million euros contract with Bechtle. Now that I have returned, Kroman Reumert is failing to comply to a high court order. He doesn't give us access to documents, which is the horrible thing. And I firmly believe there was a criminal conduct between the management of Shape Robotics, which is Kroman Reumert's Thijs, to the present date in relation to Sanaco OI. This is a no-brainer. Sanaco didn't go bankrupt while I was there or anybody else from Shape. It went bankrupt during his tenure when he was de facto management of Sanaco. I remember everybody, I have to say to everybody that there is an email that was received. Let me just share that email because I think it's an important piece of evidence for everybody to receive. In the meantime, I expect to answer also other questions. Bo, if you have any other questions. I'm going to find the email that I'm talking about in January, so that you would understand how it is very clear that so let's share the screen again. So Albert Mungo Madsen on the 8th of January, and I will save it just to add it to the body of the Substack that I will deliver, says to us, to Sanaco OI, please see attached letter of the bankruptcy estate of Shape Robotics AS, so that everybody understands where we are, okay? And I will read it completely, and I will present it also to the available for download. Shape Robotics AS has been submitted into bankruptcy by decision of the Danish Maritime Court, High Court, on 6th of January 2026, and the attorney Thijs has been appointed as trustee of the bankruptcy estate. According to our information, Shape Robotics AS owns 100% of the shares in Sanaco OI. Okay? The trustee of the bankruptcy estate hereby notifies Sanaco OI of the following. All rights related to the shares can only be exercised by the trustee on behalf of the bankruptcy estate of Shape Robotics AS. And dividends and any other payments related to the shares can only be made by discharging effect to the bankruptcy estate of Shape Robotics AS. Okay? All payments related to the shares must be made to Kroman Reumert's client account at Danske Bank. Okay? Again, collusion. Additionally, you are hereby instructed to record the above notification in the registry of shareholders. Provide a copy of the register of shareholders. Provide a copy of the latest annual report and updated balance, as well as information about current business assets and activities of the company, and comply with any local law formalities otherwise applicable to register the above information lawfully and correctly. You should do that no later than 1 week from the moment. Moreover, given the current situation, that we stress out that any of the ordinary courses of business in Sanaco should be addressed in advance with the bankruptcy estate. I repeat, any order of business should be addressed in advance with the bankruptcy estate, okay? The bankruptcy estate reserves all rights, including in relation to any actions taken by Sanaco OI, negatively affecting the interest of the bankruptcy estate. All rights reserved. Please confirm the receipt of this letter. So for everybody that is following us live or following us later, please understand this letter in similar shape or form was sent to all subsidiaries, thus confirming without any sort of question marks related to that confirmation that Thais and his minion Mongo were the de facto administrator of the company. So who in their right mind can link a bankruptcy claim in a working company, which was Sanaco Y, and you can see the status, with other people than those that were in charge and proven by the documents? Okay, so let's not do progression style circular logic. Let's do papers, and this paper will become available tonight for everybody. So I hope that I have informed you sufficiently. If there are any other questions, let's ask them in the next 2-3 minutes, and then we'll call it a night. Okay. So, no questions? Good. If there are no questions coming in, let's see if there's anything on the other channels, maybe on LinkedIn. I can see some notifications on LinkedIn. No, nothing new. So hope to leave you knowing more about Shape every night. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much for your attention. Good night.